You know, there are two things in life. One is ambition and desire. I let my desires run wild because then whatever I've achieved, I feel happy about it. My attitude is that I've done that much. If you're ambitious and if from 0 to 10, if you only reach 8, you still have a negativity. You feel that I haven't got that 10. So I'm not ambitious. I desire the stars, and if I fall short, I'll probably land on the moon.
I have devised a business model for myself. Professionally, I'm an interior designer, furniture. I work, as I said, moving to Delhi really put me in touch culturally with India. So I work with the craft sector of India, and I'm repositioning the Indian decorative arts, which have lost their sheen and are pretty much obsolete, by connecting them with contemporary design and kind of bringing them out into the world.
People who work for me, as far as possible, I pay them more than anybody else can pay or would pay, and I'm nice to them. I'm nice to them, I treat them like good human beings, which is a very great sense of satisfaction.
I'm already seeing salary hikes in wages, in like the workers' wages. You know, the minimum wage in the state that we operate in keeps jumping up. The increase is so incremental. I think the cost of a monthly wage of an Indian worker is so different to an American worker. That gap is so wide that it's going to take a couple of decades for this to catch up, and it won't catch up because even the cost of living in the US is increasing, right? It's a cycle. If our cost of living increases, they're buying the same product from us, we'll pass on those increases to them, their cost of living is going to go up as well. So that gap is going to, I feel it's always going to remain.
One would like to definitely see a lot more industrial growth, because we are seeing a lot of our younger generation migrating to other countries. So if they have better job opportunities back home, I'm sure they would stay back and try and avail of some of the benefits that would come about.
India is it's a much more consumer-oriented society today than it was when I grew up. In those days, there was not much, I would say, the availability of consumer goods was not very vast or varied. Everything was always available in India, mind you, but you just had to look very hard to get it.
Traditionally in India, money is supposed to be bad. If you're rich, that means you've done something wrong. So even if you're rich, you won't say I'm rich. You know, you would always underplay it. It's a strange thing that happens here.
Before it was, unless you're educated and unless you came from a certain background and unless you had certain contacts, there's very little chance of you actually making it. Now today, because of the corporate structure and the way it exists, it's all merit-based. So if you work hard enough and you're an intelligent person and you're a diligent person, you will inevitably make it to where you want to go.
In whatever we did in agriculture, especially like we started the first seed business in India, and so we were very happy with that. We drove ourselves to it. Then it was the time to change, and if we didn't change, then I mean primitive farming was not going to pay. So we had to change. There was no question.
When we were kids, it's not that we had ACs in all the rooms, and now everybody has an independent car, and nowadays these things are like, oh, we can't, I mean these kids are not even used to, like, can't dream of a room without an AC. When you become a little more comfortable, you just thank God, that okay, I think we are really privileged that God has been so kind.
The service class that does work for the upper class, it's only a matter of time that they realize how badly they're being exploited and how badly they're being economically manipulated. For whatever reason that they do not choose to react against this at the moment, this is a structure that is somehow geared towards breaking down in one way or the other. That could be either in form of a social revolution, or it could be in form of something more violent, or it could be something that kind of gradually changes.
It was very difficult for a person from my background, in fact, to have compromised with lot of your, I would not call it ego, but a lot of our own, that old royal style, which I had learned when I was a kid, in fact. I had to compromise with that because I was there in the world to start something new, in fact, a business which my forefathers had never done. In fact, to be very frank, till my grandfather's time, a businessman was not supposed to be ever a moral person, you see. So, I mean, that's what I had learned all my life. And from there to get down to same thing, in fact, was difficult in the beginning. Then I started enjoying. I started enjoying my work, in fact. I started enjoying meeting people, picking up business, delivering goods.
It was me who started with my textile business since my children had grown up and they had started. My elder two were in boarding school, so I didn't have much time. That I had all the time for myself. So I told him I want to start this. He didn't like it in the beginning because most women in India at that time weren't open to work in the upper class. I said, but I don't like to go for coffee mornings. I don't like sitting with ladies all day and just talking about household affairs and things like that. I'd like to start designing, and I have the talent in me which has come up. So then he agreed to it and supported me right through.
Making money is very important. I'm using the word, very important. But more important is how you make money. Okay? And especially in this society, if I don't have the modesty, if I don't have the understanding, the sensitivity to understand people, my God, I'm a criminal. When you see the disparity, it's so visible, it's so obvious. I mean, how does it look if I'm driving a Mercedes and other guy doesn't even have a bicycle?
I was born in 58. The Jagirs, that is the principalities, and the nobilities that were resumed in 1954. So it had just gone, and the family was still living in the same style. We had so many people working around us. We had maids, people, the men for taking care of us. But gradually it faded. And by the time I was passing out from the schools in 1976, we didn't have many people working for us. But again, with this present business I have, the bygone era has come back.